Good afternoon, everyone. We will be doing a presentation on Krispy Kreme information systems. I'm Kaisha Carter.
I'm Azalea Christian.
I'm Mary Mance.
And I'm Anthony Smalls.
Krispy Kreme Donuts Incorporated is an American donut organization and cafe chain. Krispy Kreme organizer Vernon Rudolph purchased a yeast-raised formula from a New Orleans culinary expert in 1937. He opened a store in what is currently known as Old Salem in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and started pitching to neighboring supermarkets. Enduring development prompted a desiring extension as an open organization in the period from 2000 to 2016. Some of their technology systems were demonstrated unrewarding. In 2016, the organization came back to private possessions under Jab Beach, a private Luxembourg-based firm.
Starting the company was a small chain of stores, mostly family owned. They all used the Krispy Kreme recipe, but each store made its donuts from scratch. For Rudolph and Krispy Kreme, the results were always good but not consistent enough. So Krispy Kreme built a mix plant and developed a distribution system that delivered the perfect dry donuts mix to each Krispy Kreme store. In 1986, the Krispy Kreme Management of Information Systems department presented the shop computer system. This is where they upgraded to the new registers so that the process time is faster rather than it being on paper. They also put hot lights in every store so that the customers know when fresh donuts are being made to bring in more service. Drive-thrus were also made available. In 2011, they introduced their app. The app doesn't just let you know when the fresh donuts are being made, but also deal on your birthday and deals of the day.
The people are affected by this positively by having access to their phones and apps and knowing the deals of the day before they even arrive. This helps the employees by cutting down ordering time and explain what the deal of the day is. The new process design of Krispy Kreme stores became consistent, including the Hallmark green tile roofs and Heritage Road signs. Rudolph and his equipment engineers invented and built Krispy Kreme's own donut making equipment. They focused on improving and automating the donut making process. This took them 13 years to do so. Their new marketing strategies led them to international growth. It opened the first international store in Canada just outside of Toronto in December 2001. The first store outside North America opened in Sydney, Australia, and in London, England in 2003. Since then, Krispy Kreme has opened over 700 stores in Asia, Mexico, the Middle East, Puerto Rico, and Turkey.
Now watch the video.
As a lifelong Krispy Kreme fanatic, it's always been my dream to go behind the glass to see how they make their iconic glazed donuts. So far, the dough has been mixed and fed into their proprietary extruder, which, unlike any other fast food donut machinery, molds dough into perfectly formed rings. Can you walk me through what's happening inside this part of the machine?
After the donuts are dropped on the flights, there's over 300 flights in this box. It goes through a controlled environment where there's temperature and humidity. The donuts then proof.
Okay, some donut lingo. A flight is an individual steel grate on the carousel. They move via conveyor belt inside the proof box, kind of like a donut incubator, the place where the dough rises and starts to form a firmer shell. Brad, how does this proofer actually work?
John, is actually pretty simple. It's time and temperature. It proofs over 120 degrees and for over 30 minutes.
This looks like the most fun ride I can go on in an amusement park. Do these ever flip over?
Only at the end.
What happens at the end?
It's when they jump into the fryer.
In the fryer, the donuts cook in a 350-degree oil bath for 1 minute before they're mechanically flipped. So it flips over and it continues down the path. Again, this is the greatest log flume ride in the world. And then it looks like the shortening kind of goes away and it dries off. Am I right there?
That's correct. It pulls it out of the shortening and it starts cooling down because they've got to cool and be at a certain temperature when the glaze hits in order for the glaze to adhere.
So it cools off as it comes down, and then we get to the piece de resistance. This, to me, is what Krispy Kreme is all about, this glazed waterfall. If I was you, I would make these life-size because I would buy one and bathe in it. Invented by Vernon Rudolph's engineers in the 1960s, the waterfall provides a steady deluge that evenly glazes each and every donut. And what happens to the excess of the glaze?
As you can see, it recirculated, goes down into the glaze tank, and then it's just pumped and recirculated back.
And each time it goes through, no matter which Krispy Kreme donut you pull up, it always has the right amount of glaze on it.
That's correct.
After the glaze, what happens here at this clear part?
Well, they're cooling to the optimum time till you get to the curve. At this point, this is when you want to grab them and enjoy. It's ready for the hot light.
And today, Krispy Kreme is giving me the privilege of sounding the alarm. In spite of all their tech, the hot light is activated with the verbal cue.
Turn on the hot light! Now! Hurry!
The founder, Vernon Ralph, seen a vision when tasted a New Orleans French chef recipe of donuts. He knew this recipe would exceed when he purchased it, so he rented a building and started selling and realized he needed faster process time. Thanks to technology, he was able to get new registers, a hot lot sign, and add drive-thrus.